All right, I don't know what happened on the last clip. The audio got screwed up. So on this clip, I just went ahead and explained how I came about getting this 3D printed part. I designed it, printed it, did 2 different variations of it, and then I came about this one. In the last clip, I went ahead and showed you how I cut the bumper in order to fit it to the 3D printed part itself. It has little slits in it where it can slide in and hold tightly to the body and up against the quarter panel. So we're gonna go ahead and just continue where I left off on the last clip. I didn't get to explain too much, but pretty much I'll just show you what I did. So I just went ahead and made some notches on top of this 3D printed part. I have some screws that I just screwed in the 3D printed part to the actual body itself. Later on, I'll come in here and I'll replace the holes with riv nuts. Also replace these screws with actual bolts so it can bolt in. Right across here, I have these screws. The screws go up. Later on, I will replace those also. Those will be the little anchor bolts where this little slit slides into. So what I could do is just go ahead and put this bumper up. All right, I might be talking a little bit more than usual in this video because I had a lot of subscribers saying I don't explain myself, they don't know what they're doing. All my videos are mostly like a watch and learn type of thing, so it's whatever. I'm gonna do a little bit more talking. Let me know if you guys like it in the comments. If you don't, then I'll just go back to my original way of making videos. So right now, what I'm gonna do, I went ahead and created this aluminum bar, and I bent it and twisted it in a way where it could sit right underneath here, and it holds the bumper closer into the body itself. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just drill some holes into this little tab and rivet it to the frame itself. Here, buddy. Fuck out of here. So it doesn't really have to be perfect as far as alignment. If you wanted it to be, you could. So a lot of people ask me why I do things how I do them. Most of the time I'm just winging it. Not winging. Most of the time I'm just winging it. A lot of this stuff that I do is not really calculated. I don't really have too much thoughts on it. I guess it comes natural. This is just a regular thing to me. So yep. Explain myself, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Just doesn't really play out properly. I don't know. So yep. And if you're wondering, yeah, I got an accent. My accent is Crucian accent. I live in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. I've been here for 20 plus years. Okay. Oh, that didn't break where I wanted it to break, but it's all right. I'll get back in there a little later. Cut that off. Yeah, so I'm not gonna sit here and explain myself every minute, but I want to give you a little bit more insight of what I'm actually doing to achieve this stuff. Like I said, I wing a lot of this stuff. It's just wing because I know what I'm doing and I know how to achieve my goals of what I'm trying to do. And basically I just imagine a lot of this stuff that I've seen on the internet. Why is it not breaking properly? Stuff that I've seen on the internet, things that I just thought of in my head and just say, oh, that will work, oh, this will work, that will work, this will work. Like I said, it's not really calculated. I just do whatever I'll do. So most of this talking will get edited anyways. I'm just rambling. Go ahead and give this a little bit more twist so it'll be straighter. This will help bring the middle half of the bumper inwards to be lined up where it's supposed to be. Just put this on over the diffuser. Okay. Slide that in. Oh. Okay, let me get over here. Diffuser dropped out of its slot. Now I won't be having to do this with the diffuser too much. Once I get everything in place where I want it to be, because right now the diffuser is being held up by these long threaded rods. And when I get everything situated where I want it to be, the threaded rods will be removed and I will have it, the bottom half of the diffuser being connected to the bottom of the fuel tank. So just want to get this up and over this 3D printed part. It should just slide in. Oh, did it come back out? Nope. So when this quarter panel is in here permanently, I won't really have access to the underside of that 3D printed part, so it's all kind of like eyeballish. Hopefully I get everything done and I don't have to keep removing this thing, because it is kind of like a task to get it on properly. All right, so I'm gonna have to rethink that. I'm gonna have to come back to that. What happened, the tab broke on one side and the screw wasn't sitting right. It was getting pushed back on the other side. So I have to rethink that mounting system. I'll probably do some metal work on top. But I had to take off the quarter panel in order to get it to fit. But now it's on, so I'll go ahead and finish up, move forward, and don't dwell on the little stuff until later on. I'll come back to it. Probably address that on another video. But right now, everything looking good. And go ahead and attach this aluminum piece inside here to the actual bumper. This is where I said it pulls the bumper in a little bit. Let me get down here. Yeah, so the aluminum flat bar is actually supposed to pull this in just a bit to the body itself, so it can line up where my body lines are and where I wanted the fender to really, the bumper to really like look like. So I'll go ahead and fit this in just drill a hole in there and attach it to the bumper. All right, so I got the bumper exactly where I need it to be, looking right on both sides. So what I'm gonna be working on now is getting these quarter panels prepped and ready to be glued on, which I gotta do back end of the quarter panel, make a little fiberglass filler piece, and an area for the quarter panel to actually bond to the body itself. I have to build that. I have this area in here. Let me go on the other side. So I have this area in here that's going to actually be able to bond to the body itself. This little lip across here. Up here is going to be able to bond. And down here is basically doesn't have anything behind it to bond to it. And the edge of this and the edge of this, right around the head tail lights. So I have to create something, a little surface for the fiberglass to be able to bond to the panel. So what I'll do is just take off the panel, do some fiberglass around the headlight and down here, across the bumper and across the fender area, and that will allow me to bond it to the quarter panel and also have a surface where I could bond it to the body of the car. I'll be working on that. And then for the diffuser, I'll be attaching the diffuser also. Right now they're being held up by these threaded rods on all four sides of the diffuser. But right here is where I'll be attaching the diffuser and then going underneath. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll be attaching this bottom end of the diffuser to the actual fuel tank. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to get that those tabs built on that. I'll probably have to take out the fuel tank again to weld some tabs or something like that in order to be able to bond or to screw the diffuser to the fuel tank. But other than that, yeah, looking pretty good. I'm trying to square up this rear end, and then my next move after that will be creating door hinges for the front. Since these are stock, it actually, you know, I came out 2.5 inches or 2 inches, 2 or 2.5 inches out from the body itself. So that gives this area a leverage to push against the fender. It doesn't really fall into the fender, so I have to be able to bring these brackets out to about here to the edge of the door, where when I open it, it hinges right here instead of hinging way back here. It'll hinge right along the edge, and it'll avoid pushing against the fender itself. Yeah, moving along. Let's try to get something else done. All right, so I went ahead and finished the quarter panel off camera. As you can see here, let me see if I can get it. I wind up just that fiberglass piece that I put onto the car, the quarter by itself. I went ahead and glued it in and did a reinforcement fiberglass on the back side of this. So I'm gonna wait for this to set up. This is gonna probably take the rest of the day. I'll jump back on that tomorrow, but I want to start working on the doors, the hinges, because I have to make some custom hinges for the doors. So I want to go ahead and start making these and try to get this squared up so I can get the doors to open with the fenders on. Because with the doors, how the hinges are factory, the door swings out. Since I came out 2 inches on both sides of the car, it's a little difficult to well, obviously it's not going to open properly because it hits against the fender and pushes it forward. So I'm going to have to make some custom hinges in order to get the door to open in the right position for the fenders to be able to get cleared from the door. So what I'm looking at right now is right about here. Let's see if I can get that focus right about here. What I need to do is, like I said, make some custom hinges. So what my plan is to make a hinge here to come out right about the edge of the fiberglass itself. Not too far forward, but not too far back either, because the hinge actually sits here and it pushes the door a lot forward. Probably about a good 2 inches. Now that I got 2 inches here, I have to compensate for that and pull it forward. So what I want to do is take this, I don't know what they call this, U something, and try to get that fabricated so it could fit properly into that area. So try not to talk too much and go ahead and start doing some fabrication, trying to get this put together. The light is not great underneath here, but on camera I'm going to try to get as much as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. All right, so these are the plates here. Go ahead and start to grind down these welds. It's not the prettiest of welds because I'm not the best welder out there, but penetrated, and that's the main thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind down these welds, get this surface nice and flat, because this is what sits against the car, this area here. And then I'm gonna grind down a little bit in here, because this is where the bolts are gonna be bolted onto to bolt this plate onto the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and start grinding these out. All right, so far I got this base plate here. What's my plan is to bring out the angle iron here, curve about a 45, and come right here to the door hinge. I'm not too sure if this hinge is actually going to work properly, because how I'm thinking of it, like now that the plate's going to be here and the hinge is actually going to be out here, it might push the door out against the actual body of the car and might collide with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and fabricate it, get it as close as possible to what I'm thinking. Yeah, so I'm not really sure about if it's going to really work or not. If you guys have any comments about what I could actually do to get the hinge proper enough to hinge out without pushing outwards first and being able to come out and then I guess push away from the actual fender area, let me know. If not, I'm just gonna keep on attempting some hinges and try to figure out something to get this actual door to work properly. So keep moving forward on it and to see how far I could get.
ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be seeing to the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's Everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
So yeah, I got that pretty much welded in. I'm not going to move these door hinges again. Now it's still unpainted. It's halfway welded in. It's not fully welded in around here. So on the inside, but I'm going to leave it like that because I don't want to move these hinges again. I had to pivot the actual rear. So I had to actually pivot this rear mount, the one that connects to the body itself. I had to pivot that forward in a way that it will actually support the door. So I will not be removing these hinges again. They open properly. I went ahead and did a little door pin here. This is a rod that I welded in. It doesn't exactly fit the sleeve itself. So I think that's where my issue is lying on, where it has a little bit of play on the top and bottom. So I'm going to show you that right now, what I'm talking about. All right, so what I'm talking about is I have a rod here that was a round rod, 3/8 by 30. Well, that doesn't matter. It's a 3/8 rod, and this is a tube. This is also 1/16 inner, 1/2 inch. So where the problem lies is, like I said, right in here has a little play. If I could get this thing to focus. All right, let's try this again. Autofocus is going crazy. But like I said, the rod here has a little bit of play in it. So when I put it down, you have a little bit of movement inside there. Yeah, that's what's causing the door to really like not sit properly. So like I said, I had to go ahead and pivot the doors, the hinges forward. Autofocus sucks. I had to go ahead and pivot the hinges forward a little bit because pivot is in that direction. As you can see, it's not straight. It's kind of pivoted, so that gives it a little strength forward to keep the door up. So with that being said, my results is no door sag. And I also had to do a little bit of cutting on the front here to get that to clear the body kit, which I need to redo this door anyways a little bit because it is not straight. As you can see, it's a little bit kicked out in front right here. So did I point with my shoe? Yeah, it's a little kicked out in front here. So what I had to do is grind down a little bit of this edge, and I'm gonna, when I redo the door, not redo, but fix the door, I'm gonna make this a little bit flush in front. But with all that being said, the door closes fine, it opens fine, I have no problems with it. I was successfully made the hinges for this side of the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side off camera, get everything squared up, and I could finally get moving forward with putting on all the panels, making sure everything is where it's supposed to be, and start doing the body work, and yeah, move on with the project. It's been taking a long time trying to get it finished, but it is what it is. It's a project. All right, so this is the next day. The panels was able to dry properly, so those are nice and strong. What I'm going to do is go ahead and trim up all this excess that's around the borders. This is about 1 inch strip that I cut, and I marked on the vehicle itself 1 inch around the border where I'm going to be gluing the panel onto. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I got to do is grind down inside this border, get it down to bare metal, and then I'm going to take the epoxy, brush it in to cover up all the exposed metal, and glue it to the vehicle. All right, so I got the panels them now bonded onto the car. That's the final state of where these are gonna be. Now I'm just gonna head and start moving forward, get into these quarter wings where the doors are allowed to open. I still haven't figured out the mechanism of how I'm gonna get this to open with the door. That's a work in progress. Yesterday, I was working on the front door hinges, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on that and getting those knocked out. All right, so the video is not finished as of yet. I forgot one key part. The whole reason for me fabricating the door hinges is because I needed to clear the fender, which I realized at the end of doing the hinges that it's still not gonna clear. It's a lot better than it was when it was with the original door hinges. I will get a lot more cleared, but I still will end up with a little problem of colliding with the front fender. So I'm gonna have to come up with a clever way of getting these doors to open without colliding with the fender. And that is the main reason for the hinges. So my ideas on these will be probably doing an accent in front here that flips open to allow this bottom end of the door to clear the fender without pushing it forward. I have to figure out some kind of way that is going to look good, and yeah, it's going to have some kind of actuation to it. Same thing with up here. I will have to cut away a lot of this because I did not trim this fender at all. Well, a little bit just to get it where it is now, and all in here needs to trim a lot, needs to grind back. The whole fender is pushed forward and it's up, lifted up, and it's pushed forward a little bit already. It's not lining up with the bumper, so I will have to go ahead and do some adjustments here. But like I said, it's not gonna open 100%, so I have to do something to make it work, because I'm not going back to original, and I'm going to keep the fabricated door hinges. So I have to figure out a clever way to make it work, just like I'm doing to the rear doors. I'm going to make a clever little doorway that's going to just flip open when the door is open, so that will give me this pocket, access to this pocket for when this door opens. So that's my clever way of doing back here. I didn't reveal that in any other video, so that's what I'm going to do. It's just going to hinge outwards while this door hinges inwards, and I'll figure out the mechanism on another video, but that's the plan for that. I'm going to figure out something for this, and we're going to keep moving forward. So once again, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the post notification down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Woohoo! Works. It's a little jumpy, but I explained that. Well, it works though. Right on.